and welcome back to my channel. My name is Marina, and today I'm going to tell you about what I believe are my top 10 EVPs, the clearest, the loudest, the most direct, all of that. So a lot of these are going to be from a session that I did last night. After I posted that video, my last video, about the spirits talking to me about the Ouija board, I got all kinds of messages, and a lot of them said the same thing. Everyone said, I just watched your video and every hair on my body is sticking straight up. And I'm really glad that a story that I could tell and could affect people that way. It's crazy. This video, it's not getting an insane amount of attention or anything like that, but out of the few people that I have that do watch my videos, it has become very popular amongst those people very quickly. So I decided I would do another one. So these are going to be my top 10 clearest, loudest, most direct EVPs that I have gotten thus far. So these are not in any specific order. It's not like worst to best or best to worst or anything like that. It's not in an order of, the time that I got them or anything like that. They're not in any type of order. The first few are going to revolve around Ariel and Sylvia, which I will explain in a second if you have not seen my previous video. But after these few that are grouped together about them, everything will be random. So I have my laptop here that has a list of the EVPs that I'm going to talk about in the order that I'm going to talk about them. That way I don't get all mixed up. So this first one is one of my favorites. Not really because it's very clear. The second part of it is not very clear actually. But it is the names of both of my dolls, Ariel and Sylvia. They were in my last video. If you would like to see them, just click on that other video and they'll be right there in the background. Sylvia was the first one that I got. She is a doll. Her and Ariel are both dolls that have spirits attached to them. So Sylvia I got first. She was said to have the spirit of a 6-year-old little girl attached to her, and then I got Ariel very shortly after, and she was said to be a big sister spirit. All I really know about her is that she was a big sister and that she died of something to do with her chest. They said possibly pneumonia. She's from kind of further back, I think. Sylvia's doll is, I believe, from the 1920s, 1930s. She's a composition doll. It's weird because most composition dolls are just like terrifying. They're so scary to look at, but she's actually really pretty. So that is who Sylvia and Ariel are. So this first EVP, I don't know, it not only verifies that they do exist, but it's great. Just listen. So this next one is very short and sweet, straight to the point. Also doll related. This was just Ariel's name and it's super clear, so have a listen. Number 3. This one here, this was, I think, the first really good EVP that I've ever gotten. This one is long, full-blown sentence. It broke a skeptic. So I very much enjoy this one. How I got this one was I was doing a session in my room, and normally I would have it silent like it is in here, because the way that I do it is I have the spirit box right here. I hook that up with this little thing here. I hook it up to a portable speaker, and then I have this digital recorder that I sat next to the speaker, and I get to record everything. So normally I have it pretty silent in whatever room I'm doing the session in. This particular day, my 2-year-old was running around and she was watching this show, but it wasn't really distorting my recording or anything, so I just left it on. And I didn't hear it at the time, but when I played back the footage, I heard this. And as you can tell, it's a man's voice, and it's saying this is Ariel, so I thought that was kind of odd. After I heard that, I immediately panicked, because this was the first time I think that I'd ever heard something so long and so clear. So I went back on my TV and I went through the entire episode of this show that my daughter was watching to try and debunk this. I did everything in the world to try to debunk this, and everything failed. It seemed to me, I think it sounds very clearly this is Ariel. But if you hear something else, please let me know, because I would love to get a second opinion on any of these. It'd be great. So this one's pretty interesting. This one happened last night. I was asking if Ariel was here, and this guy came through and he said this. Yeah, you know, like, no big deal or anything. That was freaking amazing. It's not that bizarre, I guess, because I do ask them all the time, can someone get this person for me? Can someone get this person for me? Usually it's Ariel. So it's really not that bizarre, but I really enjoy that, because it's, you know, it's more like that one-on-one like conversation that I want to have. So that's pretty cool. So Ariel did end up coming through, and what I needed to talk to her about was Sylvia, because I have not had Sylvia come through in a really long time. She just kind of stopped coming through one day, and I've asked before where she went. Now, the last time that I asked where Sylvia was, a man came through and said she crossed. So that tells me that she has crossed over to the other side. Why now? I don't know. But that's what he said. And so when I asked last night where's Sylvia, I just wanted to see, because, you know, that one person did say, yeah, she crossed, but I just wanted to be sure. So I said, where's Sylvia? And without skipping a beat, this guy comes through and he says, heaven. And I about died. I heard that at the time, and I wish I could put it in, but it's not clear enough to be in a top 10, that's for sure. I can do a video on this session, or this part in particular, if you would like. But he definitely said heaven. It was very clear at the time. It was so loud, though, that it kind of distorted the recording. Made everything all crackly, and it didn't come through clear, and I hate that. But I asked where she was. He said heaven. So I said, okay, well, if Sylvia is in heaven, then that means that there's no spirit attached to her doll anymore, right? And this little girl came through. It was a little girl voice, I think. She came through and she said this. So with her saying that, I wanted to get your all's opinion on this. With her saying that, does it sound to you like she is saying, like, that she would happily attach herself to the doll since Sylvia isn't attached anymore? That's what I got from it. Please let me know what you think. She doesn't sound threatening or anything, but then you never know. So yeah, I would love to get your opinion on that. So shortly after this, Ariel ended up coming through again. There was this guy that came through, and I'm not going to put this one in either, but this guy came through and he said, come home, please. And I would have put it in, but again, it's not clear enough. So he said, come home, please. And right after that, Ariel, I know this is her voice, Ariel comes through and she says, home. And then as you can hear, someone said, "Yep," right after that, and I have no idea who that was. I heard that come through at the time. I heard that on the spirit box, and it was so loud. And it's funny because sometimes it almost sounds like it's my voice. Like, it freaks me out whenever I'm like reviewing and I'm going over the recordings and stuff. I hear things that sound like me, and I'm like, oh, that's me. And then I'm like, oh, no, wait, I never said that. A lot of the responses that I got in this session were like that. They were very loud, very clear, and that was absolutely amazing. So with Ariel saying the word home, that makes me wonder if she's telling me that she would like help to go home. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure what she meant by that. She could have just been repeating a word that someone else said. I'm definitely going to ask her if she is wanting some help. I've been asked for help before. So I'm just going to ask her and see what happens. I'll let you know about that. So these next few have nothing to do with Ariel or Sylvia. They're just kind of random, but still very good. So this happened towards the beginning of my session I did last night. And yeah, just have a listen. So it sounds to me like he's lonely, but if you hear something else, please let me know. I really need another opinion on these. Now this next one, it came through because I have another recorder, not this one. The one that I have is, I think it's from the 90s. It's pretty old. But this recorder is capable of catching EVPs out of thin air. So what I could do, not this recorder, this is just our stand-in. What I could do is I could hit record on this recorder, and I could say, is there anyone here? And then be quiet for a couple seconds, hit stop, go back, play it, and there will be another voice after me saying, is there anyone here? Right after that, there will be another voice, and it will be a response to my question. It is amazing. I've heard that it's able to do this because it's very old, so it has all of this like internal noise that kind of helps them to speak, but it is absolutely amazing. If you would like to see a video on it, then I can do that. I think that would be great. Just let me know. So the reason that I got this EVP in particular was because I was testing out this recorder. And I was trying to figure out where to go to test it, because I had the spirit box on in one room and I couldn't have all of that noise, so I had to leave, go to a different room to test it. I was telling them, you know, follow me, we're gonna go to this other room, that way we can test this recorder. They agreed to test it with me and everything. So I was trying to figure out where to go, and then what sounds like a female, I believe, said this. So that's pretty odd. I didn't hear that right at the time, but had I heard it, it might have spooked me a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. I believe that she was talking about the closet in my room, by the way. That's where I ended up testing the recorder at. I just went into the closet, and it worked. It didn't have a lot of background noise or anything, but I'm pretty sure this voice that said that was the same voice that I actually got on the old recorder. So that's pretty interesting. Number 9. So this one, this is something that I have heard about 118 times. And the first time that I ever heard it, it completely blew my mind. And it still does. It still does. Because even now, sometimes I don't really doubt the spirit box. It's not that. It's just, I wonder if I'm dumb enough to actually be sitting here just talking to radio sometimes. Like, and every time I think that, they definitely just throw it at me. No, you were not talking to bits of radio, because listen to this. This is the one that I'm thinking of. I'm going to have to check. I'm pretty sure it's just a little bit quiet. It's amazing every time. I think that when people first start using the spirit box, and even if they get direct answers, you know, that might not be enough to really sell it. But when that thing starts saying your name and the names of your family members and stuff like that, I had my mom's name first and last come through last night. And yeah, that was crazy. That's the first time that's happened. Once it starts to, or once they start to say your name, then it really hits home that this is real. This is no joke. This is real. And number 10, a fan favorite here on the Smexy Penguin channel. This is from my last video. This is the session that I did right before the one that I was just talking about. And it is the infamous Ouija board session. So here you go. And that is amazing. I just love it. It's amazing. That one, if you don't know, I got that EVP through the Spirit Box when I was asking them, Ariel in particular, to use the Ouija board with me. It's back there, by the way. I was asking her to use the board with me because I wanted to use it by myself, not with anyone else, because there's no way of knowing if someone that you're using the board with is moving it. There's no way of knowing. So I wanted to do it by myself, and I wanted Ariel, a spirit that I trust, to be the spirit that was on the other end of the board. So I was just asking, you know, will someone use the board with me? I heard at the time, all I heard was the word protection, and it was very clear, and it completely blew my mind. So I ran like a child down the stairs on Christmas morning to my laptop, and I plugged in the recorder, and I listened to that, and oh my God, like I didn't even listen to the beginning of the session yet. I went straight to the end and listened to that. Like I needed to hear that, and I heard this full sentence that was the clearest, loudest sentence that I had ever gotten. It was amazing. It was by far just the most amazing feeling in the world, because not only was it a super clear sentence, but it is also these spirits telling me that I need to, you know, protect myself if I'm going to use the Ouija board. Like, and, you know, a lot of people think that pretty much all spirits are evil. Like, the Ouija board is evil, the spirit box is evil, anything that comes through anything is evil. And I, you know, the only thing that I have to say to that is this. So, I don't know. Please give me your thoughts on this. I would love to hear what you all think. So yeah, I believe that these are my top 10 clearest, most direct, make the most sense to the question I was asking, EVPs. If you would like to see another video like this, where I give you a list of good EVPs or EVPs about one particular subject, or like anytime they mention heaven, or anytime they've said my name, or anything like that, please let me know. If you have any suggestions for videos at all, then please come join the WADDLE on Facebook. It is called Smexy Penguins WADDLE. It is called that because a group of penguins on land is called a WADDLE. So I thought that was pretty cute. So Smexy Penguins WADDLE on Facebook. My Instagram is down in the description box if you'd like to come follow me on that. Please let me know. Comment down below. Go to the Facebook page. Whatever you want. Let me know what you'd like to see. Thumbs up. Hit the bell. Hit subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope to see you in the next one.